John Romney makes a good point in talking about the origins of the Tempest picture. When his father first had the idea of making a painting on the subject of the Tempest, there were just three figures. There was Prospero. Halley was always going to be the model for Prospero. There was Miranda, who was always going to be Emma. And there was Caliban, who was always going to be Romney himself. There are, John Romney says, in my possession, numerous drawings of a very satisfactory nature showing this combination of three figures. And then some officious busybody came along, he says, and persuaded my father that this would not constitute a historical picture because there were only three figures and insufficiently combined. The officious busybody is obviously Halley. It's noticeable, that Romney then has great difficulty in completing the picture with all these extra people that he never originally intended to have in the painting. It takes him 3 years more to paint. And secondly, once he's done the Tempest picture and got it out of his system, he goes back to a style of historical painting that is three figures max, or three or four figures max. Milton, three figures, a huge canvas, but just these three figures in it. And the same with the Isaac Newton and the Prism, which was another work in that series. Very big picture, just three figures. Titania, Puck and the Changeling. Again, this very anti-academic aesthetic that he puts into that picture. Not at all anything like the other pictures that Boydell was getting for his Shakespeare gallery, or had from his Shakespeare gallery, which were all, nearly all, very, very wooden equivalents to, a piece of stagecraft. Romney's absolutely against the idea of illustrating something that could have been seen on the stage, whereas Halley's view of the Tempest was that it ought to be something that could be seen on the stage. He says Romney was never able to correct the problem of having these two episodes in one picture, the Prospero and Miranda in their cell on the right-hand side, and the shipwreck with all the mariners on the left-hand side, which is a ludicrous idea. Romney obviously made, as his studies went on, became more and more interested in that whole idea of dividing the canvas and having two separate episodes jostling with each other as dramatically as possible. But Halley turns that into a kind of a mental weakness and an aberration on Romney's part, as if the sort of ideal was the print made a century earlier by Nicholas Rowe.